we're gonna be up there soon. So today we're gonna be spending 24 hours on top of a massive mountain here in Queensland, Australia. We're gonna be exploring the whole place, seeing what animals I can find, and actually camping up there on top of the mountain. So we've come down to Mount Tibrogargan this morning here on the Sunshine Coast here in Queensland. And this mountain, Mount Tibrogargan, is a 27-million-year-old mountain. It's very sacred to the indigenous people, the Gubbi Gubbi and Jinnaburra people in this area. I was told by an indigenous lady the stories of how these mountains came to actually be here, and it's amazing. I don't want to get the story wrong, so you can look it up if you want to. It's over 1,000 feet high, and we've brought 4 feet with us today to climb it. I'm actually going to be climbing it barefoot, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I'm so excited to get up it. Let's start climbing this mountain, get this challenge started, and see what cool animals we can find along the way. So, if you're wondering, we're not actually going to be staying up on this mountain for 24 hours. It's actually illegal to camp up there. But what we're going to do is after this, we're going to head to another mountain, which we can stay at, and that's where we're going to be looking for animals. I've found big snakes, venomous animals up there before, but I thought it'd be cool to intro this video into climbing one of the most beautiful mountains in this area, Mount Tibrogargan. So yeah, let's get into it. So we just made it up the first little part. It's called Chicken Rock because this is where everyone turns around. But this is actually the hardest part of the mountain. We're continuing going up that way. We got a bit of a climb ahead of us, eh, Miles?
Yeah, it's gonna be good though.
Yeah, it should be cool. Beautiful day. Probably about a third of the way up right now. Still got a bit of a climb ahead of us, but so beautiful, man. Looking out over the coast. Let's keep going. Crazy to think that even 364 meters up in the air on this mountain, there's still life up here. Just on this little grass tree right here, there's a heap of skinks running around, and it makes you think, I wonder if they've been up here for years and they're just reproducing up here, or if they've climbed up from the bottom. Either way, it's so cool to see animals up here on this mountain. But yeah, it's sweet. We're just sitting on the east side of the mountain right now, on the big face that you can see from the road down there. And when I say face, I mean literal face. It's honestly crazy how clear it is that there's a human face on this mountain. Now, I don't know what your beliefs are, but when you hear the stories that the indigenous people of this area tell about these mountains, and when you see the face in this mountain that they do talk about in their stories, it really makes you think, hey? But yeah, pretty blessed that we can be up here right now. And just around the corner of this mountain, I can see the other mountain that I'm gonna go to after this. But coming up here early in the morning, it's so magical. Miles is heading off back home, and we're gonna go to a mountain where we're gonna stay for the next 24 hours. Let's go. Yeah, follow me. Monkey. Alright, so we just got done climbing Tibro, and before we climb up the second mountain of the day where I'm going to be staying for 24 hours, I thought I'd come out here and try to film a few animals before we go up there, go exploring and camp up there for the night. So the reason why I've chose this creek system is not only have I found animals here before. Last week I came out here, I found a heap of turtles, snakes, lizards, but the cool thing about it, as far as you can walk up the creek, there's no really deep pools. So all of these fish, all of these turtles are living in really shallow pools, which makes it not only easy to find them, but easy to film them as well. So what we're gonna be doing is before we head up on that mountain and start this challenge, we're trying to get a couple species under our belts. So I say what we do is we start walking this creek system and then head out to that mountain later on. Look at this, crystal clear creek. That's about as deep as it gets. All the rest is really shallow. Such an amazing place to explore though. Oh, there's a turtle up there. In the creek, just up there. All right. I'm gonna sneak up on this guy and see if we can get up close to him. Would you have a look at this little guy just in front of me here? This is the first species that we actually found in this creek. And it's the benefit of coming to a small creek like this. I know there's animals in here, and just like this, it proves it. Little turtle. Let's follow him for a bit, see where he goes. This is so cool. Look at the little guy. Just crawling with him down the river. Come back. It's crazy to think that they're living up here in these shallow pools. I guess why not? There's heaps of food for him up here. Look at him go, hey buddy. Good on you, I'm not gonna hurt you, mate. I love coming out here and finding turtles. One of my favorite animals. I've never had an experience like this with the turtle. It's like I'm walking my pet turtle down a creek or something. I think he's heading from a deep pool up there to a little snag that's just down here. Hey mate, look at you go. Beautiful shell on him, hey. It's a real healthy looking turtle. Yeah, get in a bit deeper water. It's okay. I reckon this is where he's gonna sit up. There we go. Beautiful turtle in such a beautiful creek system. Take a look at this guy just down here. So that is another turtle, but that is a sawshell, different species to the one we found before. And if you look at this, there's one here, and if we come down here, there's another little fella sitting in this little pool right here. This creek is absolutely filled with turtles. So cool to see different species of turtles in this creek system as well. I was so stoked finding that one before, but to find a couple little sawshell turtles in here is so cool. Now you can see why they're called sawshell turtles. Look at the back of that shell. It's literally serrated like a saw. And the cool thing is, no one comes up here. No one knows about all these turtles up in creek systems like this. There's a whole plethora of species that live out here in the wild that people just don't know about. And while we're going about our own life, these guys are just living up here. Find that pretty cool. See where this guy goes. I caught up to you, mate. You're not that fast. Look at this big fella right here. So we've just come across him while walking back to the car. It's getting a bit cloudy. I'm hoping it doesn't rain tonight, but we have just found a big male eastern water dragon. These guys are at home in these creek systems and absolutely love little areas like this. Now I can tell that it's a male eastern water dragon because he's got that big red belly underneath there, and he's a very impressive looking animal. They're opportunistic feeders, mainly feeding on bugs. And I'm guessing in a creek system like this guy might even be eating fish and shrimp, because since it's so shallow, it wouldn't be too hard for him to catch them, I'm guessing. But But yeah, he's a beautiful little animal. We're just gonna follow him around. He's not too scared of me. I'm guessing that he doesn't see too many people out here. But yeah, how cool is that? You're a beautiful little lizard, mate. He's actually so calm that I'm actually kind of concerned if he's all good or not. You all good, buddy? You like that little pat? I think he's just trying to stay as still as possible. I might pick him up for a second and see if he's okay. He hasn't been injured because normally they wouldn't. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're all good, aren't you, mate? I'm pretty sure he was just staying really still. Look at that. Yeah, he's all good. See you, buddy. I'll see you later. Oh, what a little legend. You all good, mate? Yep, he's nodding his head. He's like, yep, I'm all good. All right, now I'm actually heading to the mountain. I kind of lied before when I said I was going. I ended up just walking up the creek further, but I'm glad I did. That was so cool. I thought he might have been injured because he was just sitting there so chill, but pretty sure he just hasn't had a lot of interaction with humans to make him scared of us. So that was so cool, finding that little water dragon. Now let's actually head to the mountain and stay there for the night. It's late afternoon. I'm keen to get up there. It's about 20 minutes away. Let's get there, climb up the mountain. So I've just made it up to the mountain that I'm going to be camping on tonight. It's been such a cool day, finding so many cool species, and to climb up here at the end of the day, set up my hammock. I've actually spotted a little gully just down that way, and that's where I'm going to be exploring later on. But yeah, I can actually see Mount Tibrogargan in the background over there, which I climbed up this morning with Miles. So I feel like I'm sitting in a pretty good spot up here. Guess this is camp for tonight. Not too bad at all. I don't actually think I'll need a fire. It's starting to warm up here in Australia. I've got a jumper, I've got everything I need. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna chill out here till it gets dark and then go on a bit of an adventure. So these Glasshouse Mountains in this area are actually remnants of volcanic activity that happened tens of millions of years ago. So it's very ancient land that I'm on right now. It's so magical coming out here and experiencing this land. But if I can ask one thing, it's just don't leave any rubbish, respect the land that you're on, and yeah, just enjoy it all. I've had such a sick day today. I'm so keen for a bit of a night walk tonight to see what I can find. So the mountain that we climbed today, Mount Tibrogargan, is actually 364 meters high, a bit higher than this mountain that we're on right now. And the highest of the Glasshouse Mountains, it's Mount Tibrogargan. That's 556 meters high. I've climbed that one before and it's an absolutely crazy climb. So if you want to see me come back, do another one of these videos. If we can get 10,000 likes on this video, I'll come back and climb Mount Tibrogargan and do another 24-hour challenge on one of these mountains. All right, so you can see it's pretty dark at the moment. It's about 6 o'clock here on the east coast of Australia. And what I'm gonna do now is I've still got so much energy. I've climbed like 6 mountains today, done so much walking, but I feel like being out in a place like this really lifts your spirits. So I'm gonna grab the torch, head down into that gully that I was eyeing off before and see if I can find any other animals on a bit of a night walk. I've been going on night walks like this since I was little. It's one of my favorite things to do, so it'd be cool to see if we can get anything tonight in this video. Let's go. All right, so we just got back to camp at the moment. I think my camera's kind of messing up here, but we're gonna go to sleep. Compared to some of my primitive shelters I've made, this is like a 5-star luxury hotel, so no complaints here. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll get up and see if we can find any more animals. All right, see you legends then. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning at the moment. We just woke up about an hour ago. We've been chilling on this mountain. It's a beautiful day. Really good sleep last night, and I'm keen to see what today brings. But yeah, I'm just taking it all in. We started climbing Tibro at about 8 o'clock yesterday. So we've stayed up on these mountains, done a bit of exploring around the bottom of them over the past 24 hours. And yeah, thank you so much for coming along for this adventure. I've got some really cool videos planned. I'll have a video out next weekend. What an adventure, what a day. I'll see all you legends next week in the next adventure. Cheers, guys.